Hello everyone, my name is Whitney and I wanted to welcome you all to my website. I wanted to start a series of video blogs mostly because I love to write, but these videos that I've been doing on Facebook, these Facebook Live videos, have really helped me feel connected to my audience. And so I thought it might be fun to do a few video blogs mixed in with some writing blogs. I've had this website for a few months and haven't done a whole lot with it. Kind of been waiting to see what really was, I don't know, pulling at me to talk about or write about. Um, so a few months ago, I posted on Facebook. It was honestly just this innocent post of my teenage girls lost their cell phones. And I just did a picture of the phones in a basket and just did the print teenage phone gel over it. And it sparked so much conversation that I kind of felt like, you know what, maybe this is something that we're all struggling with. This is something that parenting is hard. I mean, let's face it, no matter what the age, parenting is just hard. But I kind of started thinking about, when my kids were little, we would do play dates with friends. We would go to Mom's Day Out. There was mothers of preschoolers, the Chick-fil-A, McDonald's. When we would go, and all of us moms would sit around and talk about things we were doing as parents that really helped us. We would learn from each other. We would discuss strategy, and we don't do that as moms as they get a little bit older. We're so involved in their sports and we chat about things, but we don't have that connection, I think, that we used to have when they were little. And mind you, that's the groundwork that we're laying when they're little, but as they get older, I hate to tell you young moms, it gets a little harder. It's different for sure, but it just gets a little harder in a sense, I guess. And so I kind of wanted to start this so that I could spark a little bit of conversation amongst my audience because I learn from you all. I am, and by no means coming to you all as an expert of things. I just really wanted to come to you all as these are my observations. These are the things I'm figuring out. And does this work for you? And what works for your family? And what are your thoughts on things? I really just wanted to start a conversation with a lot of people. So because of this, the phone jail, the teenage phone jail, it also sparked a lot of conversation in my house. And it also caused me a lot of time to reflect and do some observation. And so I wanted to talk to you all a little bit today about respect. And there's two things that my husband and I have stood really strong on in this house that we do not tolerate from our children. One is lying, and second is disrespect. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I am saying that those are, two things that we stand really strong on and really come down really hard on the kids about those two things. And, we try to go by the golden rule, do unto others as they would do unto you, right? And again, I'm not saying that I'm the example of this rule by any stretch. I fail daily. But we do really try to instill this in our kids. But it's our job as parents to teach them respect. And if we aren't demanding respect from them, who is? And are they giving that respect to those people that are deserving of it? Two things have drawn my attention to this issue. First of all, the cell phones. I had a conversation with one of my daughters the other day, and I told her that she needed to call this parent and ask permission to come over. And all four of my kids looked at me like I had three heads. They're like, what do you mean, call? We're just going to text. And I'm like, no, you need to call. They need to hear your voice. And they were like, well, okay. Like, they were so confused. And I said, when I was a kid, I had to call my friends' parents. And we didn't all have our own cell phones. Now, I know I'm kind of dating myself a little bit here, but we didn't have our own cell phones. And so you had to call the main line, the house phone. And when the parent answered, because usually it was the parent, you had to say, "Hello, Mrs. Lavender. Could I please speak to Julie? This is Whitney." And my kids thought that was the craziest thing they've ever heard. And, when I think about it now, they have caller ID, so they know who's calling. They text all the time, and they use all this shorthand, and those manners have kind of gone out, kind of gone by the wayside a little bit. And so they thought I was totally crazy when I said that they needed to do that. But it got me thinking, what are these guys going to do when they go on job interviews? How are they going to talk to their bosses? Are they going to text their boss and say, "Hey, I'm sick today, I can't come in"? Like, it really just kind of got my wheels spinning about what we have to look forward to. And I mean, the blame lies with my generation of parenting for sure. Things have changed, and we still demand respect in our house, but I'm praying that it carries over into other situations. But I don't know. I really don't know. That's something that it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with this generation as they start going through the things we all went through. The second thing that has really been bothering me for a long time is how kids are allowed to treat their elders. I say that in quotations because that's what they were called when I was growing up. But basically, anybody older than you, anybody in any sort of authoritative position. You've got your educators, all your teachers. You've got the friends' parents. You've got coaches. I mean, even down to elected officials. I do not, by any stretch, want to get in any sort of political debate with anybody, but I've just noticed on social media it's so easy for us to post negative things all the time about elected officials. And, whether you like this person or agree with this person or not, it's still an elected position, and we should still show respect. No one's perfect, and I know that there comes a time where it's like, okay, in order to have respect, you have to earn it, and I get that, but a lot of these educators, coaches, elected officials have gone through things that have gotten them to that position, so therefore they have earned that respect. And again, my opinion only, but if I talked to teachers and coaches, how some of these kids are allowed to talk to them, my parents would have yanked me out of that classroom so fast. So it's just something that just really concerns me. When I went to this documentary the other night, I took my kids. It's called Screenagers. If you all get the chance to watch it, I would highly recommend you watch it. But it's about kids in the social media and being addicted to these screens, not just phones, but being addicted to their screens. And one of the kids said in this documentary, "Well, yeah, I mean, I don't mind the rules. I guess I get them, but I just expect my parents to explain them to me." And it just kind of struck me. We grew up in an era where if my parents said to do something, we did it. Yeah, we sat down, we had family meetings, we discussed things, but the rules were the rules, and there really wasn't any room for um, explanation. That's how it was. And I even notice it with my kids, and they want me to explain. And I spend a lot of time saying, "Because I said so." So, again, I don't know that I'm right. I guess we'll see if they turn out to be decent human beings. But those are just things that I've noticed all the time. So, I mean, call me old school. That's totally fine. I get it. But if respect is considered old school, then we've got way bigger problems that we need to look at. I'm just having a really hard time with trying to figure out this line of respect. The yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir has kind of gone out the window. And I've seen that across the board now that I really don't live in the South anymore. It happens where we are. And I understand that you think, "Oh my goodness, that means I'm old," and I get that, but it's really not that you're old. It's a sign of respect. And so those are things that I've just been thinking about lately. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I want you to share it with me, and tell me what you do in your house that works. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it.